use carbon in this country, the poor and the worst off are going to be paying the fines that will be levied on us from 2030 on.
You're absolutely right about that, and I don't fully oppose carbon taxes. I'm in favour of carbon taxes, but I'm in favour of carbon taxes on the profits of the fossil fuel and related industries, not on ordinary people. You're targeting the wrong cohort, because people who are having to pay high carbon taxes, small farmers, families who live in badly insulated homes, people who live in part of the country without public transport, don't have the means to change their behaviour. And yet they'll be penalised by the increases in the carbon taxes. And most importantly, they don't work. There is nowhere in the world that the evidence shows that increasing carbon taxes actually reduces emissions. If it did, why are emissions rising greater than ever before in the last year and the years before? And this year we're going to see an alarming spike in the level of emissions, despite many countries implementing and increasing carbon taxes. But we don't tax the profits.
Peadar Tobin, here's my question.
Very boring. And indicated very little difference, if any, between them both, you know. And I kept being reminded of what Pat Rabbitte said many years ago when they were accusing each other of making promises they didn't keep. He said, sure, isn't that what we do at elections? We make promises that we never keep. And I just found the whole thing extremely
Pat Rabbitte disputes that quote, anyhow, that we've been back over that several times. Eamon Ryan, your impression?
Micheál Martin was always known for the phrase going forward, uses it.
I was out at the gates and supported them very much when they were protesting outside the Dáil. And Richard Bruton said there that farmers need sustainable farming family lives. That's why they were out protesting. That's why they were blockading the factories, because they don't have that. And the government haven't come up with a solution for them. So I just want to put that on the record, because I know they're watching and they'll be furious with what's been said without their grievances being acknowledged. The question of fossil fuel extraction, we have to listen to the scientists and not the economists. And that is where this bill
But your bill passed the Dáil.
We listened to the scientists. Our bill got 3 times past the Dáil chamber. But the government blocked it. The government blocked it consistently on various different means, and then at the very last minute with the money message. But the majority of the Dáil wanted to see it go through. Now, Fianna Fáil and others said they would have amended it, but nevertheless they were in favour of it going through. We have to listen to the science.
You have to listen to the science. The science also says you can't extract one without the other.
80%, Richard, of known fossil fuels must remain in the ground, and that's known fossil fuels. Why are you insisting on drilling for more, or allowing others to drill for more?
We took the advice of the Climate Advisory
Consequences, what's already overcrowded would be even worse.
Well, it is already overcrowded. We need to improve it. We need frequent and free public transport. The costing we did for our pre-budget submission on free public transport was free public transport at the existing frequency of it. It has to be more frequent. It has to be reliable. There are experiments done, for example, in Amsterdam, where they have run trains and cars, or trains and buses every 10 minutes, regardless of the time of day. And they have taken hundreds, if not thousands, of cars off the road.
So 600 million plus a massive capital investment.
Cheap or free public. First of all, you'd have to have the transport infrastructure way improved, both trains and buses. And you'd have to have more frequent public transport. You have to move.
So you wouldn't make public transport free until you had all that in place?
You would have to move towards it, because we have the dearest public transport of any capital city in Europe, in Dublin. Actually the dearest, and probably the worst service. We also have the most congested city,
I think we have to make public transport more affordable.